Hello, virtual KinYoobiCon. Welcome to Shoujo, a panel by me, Natalie. I'm a member of the panelist group 5th Gen Isn't Pokemon. If you want to check out our socials, this QR code here will take you to them. There you'll find our link tree, which lists our Discord, YouTube, Blue Sky, and probably other stuff I'm forgetting right now. Anyway, let's get into the panel. What does the word shoujo mean? Now, if you're my phone, you might autocorrect it to JoJo, and that's not cool. If you're a Japanese fan and you've been studying the language, you might think, well, it means little girl. But it's simpler than that. Shoujo means girl. And if we think about it logically, shoujo anime is girl anime. Anime for the girls, if you will. But even if we know what shoujo means, it can be hard to tell which anime are shoujo. Not everyone can agree what a shoujo anime is. People will just look at an anime and be like, I don't know, is this a shoujo? It's time for a quiz. I'm going to show you an image. If you think it's a shoujo anime, put an F in chat. If you don't think it's a shoujo anime, put an X in chat. Really, put anything except for an F in chat. Just put something in chat. Let's begin. Is that time you were bullied into joining the rich pretty boys cult a shoujo anime? Yes. Ouran High School Host Club is a shoujo anime. It's a self-aware romantic comedy. There is a hot guy role-playing as a prince. And everything that happens in it are things any girl could dream of, such as being doted on by other girls. Next. Is that time a landslide rendered you homeless a shoujo anime? Yes, Fruits Basket is a shoujo anime. It's got that long skirt energy. It's got an affordable apartment. And it's got oodles of hot men that turn into fuzzy creatures by supernatural means. I literally couldn't ask for more if I tried. Is Death Note, but it's romantic comedy, a shoujo anime? This one's kind of a shoujo anime. Because really, I'm only talking about season 2, episode 7. If your dad walked in while this was playing, he would think, that's an anime for girls. Is that time you fell down a well into feudal Japan a shoujo anime? Yes. Inuyasha is a shoujo anime. It was written by a woman, Rumiko Takahashi. It's got a beautiful female friendship between Kagome and Kikyo. And, of course, it has attractive male characters. Next. Is that time you found out your teacher was the hottest anime man alive a shoujo anime? Who is he? Who's the hottest anime man alive? Put your answers in chat. If you guessed Satoru Gojo, you would be correct. So, is the anime Gojo Satoru is from? Is this anime a shoujo anime? I say yes. Jujutsu Kaisen is as shoujo as it gets. Like Inuyasha, there's some action. Like Ouran High School Host Club, there's a character with a god complex. And just like Fruits Basket, it's got some supernatural elements. And not to mention, it's littered with hot male characters. Moving on from that. Maybe you're not trusting my credibility right now. Maybe you're thinking, why does this girl have a panel? She doesn't even know how to read. I assure you, I did more research after writing the previous section. Extensive research. I read Wikipedia, because that's classroom friendly now. And besides, I eat, sleep, and breathe shoujo. I'm watching shoujo anime analysis videos on lunch at work, while sleeping, and of course, during my asthma attack. I think that makes me a scholar. The first people to publish shoujo manga were actually men. Sure, why not? It was the 50s. It wasn't until the 60s that women started writing manga, aimed at young girls and women. And here's one of them. This is Minori Kimura. She was one of the first women to publish a shoujo manga. Oh, by the way, she was 14. That's child labor. That's messed up. Who could possibly do this? Obviously, the magazines. You know how in shonen manga, there's this one big magazine with a 1,000 chapter manga being published in it? No, the other one. Shoujo manga doesn't really have that. Instead, we got like 3 big magazines. Chow, Nakayoshi, and Ribbon. I know these all look the same. I promise they're different magazines. First, Chow. That's just the Italian word for hello. If you're gonna use a foreign language word for the name of your magazine, call it something less basic. Like, girl? But they did publish the most important shoujo manga ever made, Magical Pokemon Adventure. A manga with the greatest love story of all time. There's Hazel, who's obsessed with Almond. Almond, who's obsessed with Pokemon. And Grandpa, who is obsessed with himself. Great love story that honestly hasn't been topped since this manga was published. Moving on. There's also Nakayoshi, literal translation, close friend. Now, as an anxious person, I don't think I've ever heard anything more frightening. And then Ribbon. You know, that thing you can't buy anymore because Joann's is closed. I don't think we're looking too hot. Or maybe we're looking really, really hot. I need to stop staring at the screen for a moment. That fire is bothering me. Surely, the second tier of popular magazines will prove better. There's Hanato Yume, aka Flowers and Dreams. I understand flowers. What's more shoujo than flowers? But dreams? They're kind of scary. I don't want to think about them when I'm reading my cutesy comic book. There's La La magazine, not to be confused with La La Land. Forget Ryan Gosling mansplaining jazz to you. This magazine has so much variety, it could manga-splain just about anything to you. For example, The Secret to Sarcasm. It's great. This right here, from a great obscure manga called Wataru Kanako-sama. I love it so much. It has great social commentary and comedy and relatable characters, and it's good, and you should read it. Go read it. I love it. Another manga magazine is Bee's Log, home to a lot of villainous and isekai stories. Now, this makes sense to me. Isekai stories have a lot in common with log cakes. Beyond their promising premise, they're actually bland and mediocre. Obviously, the best manga magazines are the ones I had never heard of before making this panel, named after the objectively best foods: cheese, cookies, and dessert. That's girl dinner right there. Why do we call it girl dinner anyway? Have you seen what men eat? Okay. I need to cut myself off and talk about anime. I might be going out on a limb here, but I think people prefer reading subtitles over reading books. Let's talk about shoujo anime history. There's a few things we need to talk about. First being this guy, Osamu Tezuka, the creator of Astro Boy, but also a shoujo manga and anime called Princess Knight. It was rather influential, introducing the entire concept that instead of having each episode be its own self contained story, you can do this thing called a character arc, where you have the stories connect to one another. Absolutely wild concept. Nobody in the shoujo sphere knew about this until Princess Knight was published. We can't forget Tezuka. This man was a Disney adult, a stan. And what do stans do? Well, obviously they write fan fiction. So Princess Knight is just Tezuka's Snow White fix-it fic. He looked at Snow White and was like, she needs a cool hat. She needs stylish pants. She needs fewer than 7 male roommates, preferably 0. But Tezuka wasn't the only one doing a plagiarism. Sally the Witch? What if Kiki's delivery service had more magic, problems, and depression? Aim for the Ace? What if Prince of Tennis was about the Princess of Tennis? Rose of Versailles? What if the French Revolution was a love triangle? Can't knock them too much. Kinda like love triangles. Kinda like triangles, to be honest. See this triangle? Pretty cute. But are love triangles in popular shoujo anime cute? Or are they cringe? Let's go through a few throughout history. And when I say throughout history, I'm mostly talking about the short list I was recommended in 2012 on Quora.com, plus like one show that came out after that. I swear it'll be relevant. Let's start with Peach Girl, a story about Momo. She's a good swimmer, but honestly, she needs a life jacket for her interpersonal relationships. Girlie has low self-esteem because she's friends with a bully who constantly nitpicks her fashion. That's not helpful. That's harassment. Momo's got 2 boys that she's flirting with the entire series. And honestly, they're both bad options. First, Kairi. He drowns himself multiple times throughout the series, putting his life in danger. Also that Momo can save him each time. Like, maybe drowning is just what he's into. In my opinion, he needs some better hobbies. And then there's Toji. Guy can't even bother to make a funny face when he takes a photo with his friends. Most of the anime is Momo waffling back and forth between Kairi and Toji, and Sai stirring up drama whenever possible. It's really toxic, and frankly, I think it's best left in middle school. Next, Nana, which is the story about 2 girls who share the name Nana. And based on this image, you can guess which one of them ends up having to give up her name. Both of them have love troubles, but I want to focus on Nana Komatsu, aka Hachi. Hachi becomes romantically involved with Nana Osaki's bandmate Nobu. He treats her well, serenades her to sleep each night, tolerates her being clingy, but he is not Hachi's celebrity crush Takumi. Takumi comes over for a party and seduces her. Long story short, she becomes pregnant with a child that may or may not be his, and his reaction is, well, time to get married. He buys her a house and then proceeds to prioritize his coworker Reira over his wife and children. Set aside being a good partner for a moment. Is this good parenting? Not even AI knows. Hachi should have just dated Nana instead. They would have been happier. Oh, gosh, these drama-filled love triangles are kind of stressful. Maybe we can transition to something lighter and softer. So I watched A Sign of Affection, and the anime is cute. But these two, they're just passive doormats of people. They can't even cancel the ableist third wheel. It was 2024. We could still do that back then. We can't do that anymore. Moving on to the next one. I watched Full Moon Osagashite. Now, the main character here, Mitsuki, she's got throat cancer and she's about to die in a year. She's got a long-distance lover in another country. Now, unless these people are on Discord call every night, I don't believe their relationship is real. And you'd think, because of this relationship, and because she's on her literal deathbed, she wouldn't fall for someone else, right? Well, she does fall for the god of death, Shinigami. And to be fair, I would also love my Grim Reaper if they were a cute cat. Finally, Marmalade Boy. To set things clear, the anime is mid, but it gets the one thing right that matters. This is the first 5 seconds of the opening theme. Frankly, I saw no reason to continue watching. Now that we've found the best love triangle, we gotta talk about some other common shoujo tropes. Like, race to your love. Best done to any Carly Rae Jepsen song. Preferably Run Away With Me. Now, this is that climactic sequence that happens 5 minutes before credits roll, where characters start playing The Amazing Race. Not to win $1 million, but to reunite with their loved one. These can be pretty fun and exciting. For example, Ouran High School Host Club has a dramatic finale following this formula. But there could have been more. If Tamaki is moving away, it should be a mad dash through TSA. You chug your water bottle. No, you chuck your water bottle. No time for this. You get to the terminal, and it turns out the plane has already left. Maximum drama. You call your mom's boyfriend's client with a private jet. It's usually just 2 hamsters and the pilot, so you're fine. This time there are some additional porcupines in the plane, but again, it's chill. You can use their quills to take out whoever is daring to take your beloved away from you. Once in the air, you engage in an airship battle. Using what you know from Porco Rosso, you win. Wait, where were we again? Oh, right. If all this happened in the finale of Ouran High School Host Club, that anime would have been a 10 out of 10. So I was gonna talk about the perfect wall slam, but there's already a WikiHow for that. So I guess I don't have to. And, WikiHow girl looks pretty uncomfortable. This might be problematic. You know what else is problematic? The fact that I've been spending so much time focusing on romance and shoujo. I can't in good faith continue spreading misinformation. There's other genres besides romance and shoujo. So let's talk about them. First, boys love romance. A genre I barely know. I've only seen 3, and my average rating is a 3. One day I'll watch a BL anime that's half as good as gay romance fanfiction. I'm a bit more qualified to talk about horror, I think. On screen, right here, it's the progenitor of the horror subgenre, Kaidan. You know what this translates to? Ghost stories. Enough time has passed. That dub hasn't aged well, and I said that. I'm glad it was cancelled after 19 episodes. Anyway, shoujo horror is probably good on the basis of not being ghost stories. Then there's magical girl anime. This is a huge bag of worms that could be a panel on its own. So I'll just say my guy Keroberos, kind of a jerk. He won't stop referring to Sakura as Cardcaptor Sakura, even when Sakura isn't ready for the responsibility of being a cardcaptor. This is no different from the whole Shinji get in the robot thing from Evangelion. Yeah, I know. That joke was pretty messed up. Let's speedrun the last few. There's history, action-adventure, fantasy, babysitting simulator, cross-dressing male lead comes into female lead's life to give her fashion and life advice. Now, speaking of life advice, that's one of the main reasons we consume media anyway. To learn more about ourselves and the world. Everything is edutainment if you squint. What can anime and other demographics teach you? You could try learning economics from Spice and Wolf, but it's set in medieval times, so it's probably outdated. I guess you could try learning science from Dr. Stone, but is this helpful either? It's so easy and useful to brew up nitroglycerin in your bathtub. Camping? I mean, I guess you could watch Yuru Camp, but they're only teaching you about camping in Japan. How are you going to figure out how to get a campsite booked in Yosemite? But shoujo, anime, and manga, they can do a lot for you. I think they can give you free therapy. Like, actually free therapy that's worth it. Not BetterHelp.com, not whatever Zuckerberg is trying to sell you. Let's geek out over here. Shoujo manga are able to illustrate introspection extremely well. Scattered thoughts can just be thrown around. Who is he really? Why is he helping me? He's always helping me. Why? He knows everything about me. These thoughts inform our characters' actions. It's them actively processing their emotions. Characters will learn empathy, and so will you. And you get to know them really, really, really well because of this. So well that you fall in love with them. And that's what media is all about, right? Falling in love with characters who will never exist in real life. So frankly, YouTube, you can stop giving me those Tinder ads. I have my husbandos. I'm fine. First, my first love, Kyo from Fruits Basket. When they're trying to decide how to serve their jelly donuts, rice balls, at the cultural festival, he suggests a rice ball battle. Man just wants to throw hands at school legally. Next, I also like Kurama. No, not that one. Not that one either. There's the one. Yeah, so this guy, he's a rich sociopath. But he's a man who wears eyeliner. I respect that. And then Toga Kiryu from Revolutionary Girl Utena. He's the classic bad boy. Sure, he's a bit of a stalker, but he does the most important thing, which is reject the advances of his little sister. Wait a second. Kyo from Fruits Basket, Kurama from Kami-sama Kiss, Toga from Revolutionary Girl Utena. Do I have a type? Anyway, let's talk about some female characters, because we gotta show some love for them too. Big fan of Toru from Fruits Basket. She's the only one in all of Fruits Basket who can do a successful hear me out to God. I also like Kyoko from Skip Beat. She commutes by bicycle. Big fan of Yukino from Kare Kano. Move over Aqua, Kana, and Akane from Oshinoko. Yukino is better at acting than all of you. Also, Kare Kano as a whole has you beat where it really matters. Music. Burning animation cells are greater than CGI idol performance. Who cares if Idol topped the charts? The Kare Kano ending theme was featured in hit 2022 film Suzume. Y'all should watch Kare Kano, because, at least you can watch it. There's some shoujo anime and manga that are so obscure, even if I tried to explain how to read or watch them carefully and expertly, I'd still look like this guy. Consuming them is so difficult. Let's talk about Magical Pokemon Adventure again. You would think this manga, 89 chapters, 10 volumes, published in 1997, attached to a massive franchise worth boatloads of money, should be easily available to read, right? This should be my room. I should be able to have all of these. It's not. Viz still owns the manga, and they haven't done a reprint since the original release. I can't read 51 out of 89 chapters that exist. I guess I gotta go see if my local library has it in stock. And the only library that has it is in Minnesota. That's not happening. Anyway, this is so sad. I don't think I can continue with this section. Let's just recommend some anime and manga. Y'all should watch Kare Kano. Only 26 episodes. Then you can watch 39 episodes of Utena, 47 episodes of Nana, 102 episodes of Kodocha. Then you can read volumes 1, 2, 3 of Skip Beat. Actually, just read all of them all the way to 51. And then watch 1,000 episodes of Precure. Think that's a lot of reading and watching? I don't care. That's the panel. Go follow our various social medias. Here's the QR code.